Today in History. Okay, it's that time again for us to take a look at what happened on this day in the past.
It is. We have two events to share with our listeners today, but first, as always, here is my quiz question. One of the most precise methods to identify a person is through his or her, number one, DNA, or number two, GPA. All right, the question one more time. One of the most precise methods to identify a person, not where a person is, but a person themselves, is through his or her, number one, DNA, or number two, GPA. If you know the answer, text us at #1045 on your cell phone for 51, or you can use our Bandi board for a chance to win a wireless mouse.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go and check out what interesting happened on this day in the past.
Today in history. In 1984, DNA fingerprinting was discovered, and in 1991, Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit was released.
자, 오늘이 9월 10일입니다. 1984년으로 거슬러 올라가 볼까요? 자, 이날 DNA 지문 검식 방법이 이제 개발이 된 날이 발견이 된 날이기도 하고요. 1991년 9월 10일은 Nirvana, 그 유명한 그룹 Nirvana의 Smells Like Teen Spirit 앨범이 발매된 날입니다.
All right, so we begin today's journey to the past with a milestone moment in science.
And that was none other than the discovery of DNA fingerprinting, also known as DNA profiling, by British geneticist Alec Jeffreys in 1984.
DNA fingerprinting has become an indispensable tool in criminal investigations as well as parental testing. And without it, CSI could not have been created. So
say.
Jerry Bruckheimer says thank you for that, I guess.
There are now several DNA databases around the world that have sprouted from this discovery, with the largest one holding more than 5 million records to date.
Pretty cool. I thought it would have been before 1984, actually. Yeah, not
Pretty
that
recent.
long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Right.
All right, so now we talk rock and roll.
Exactly. We're going to move to another milestone moment in history, this time in the music field.
And that was none other than the release of Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. That was on this day in 1991, one of the greatest and most influential songs in history, one that has practically reshaped the industry, and Walter's favorite 노래방 song.
Oh, it smells like Teen Spirit?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you should see it. Pretty good.
Okay.
Look who's turning red now.
네, 거의 뭐 고구마입니다. 고구마자 지금. The song not only catapulted the group Nirvana to stardom, the global stardom, but it also marked a cultural phenomena and a defining moment for an entire generation.
Absolutely. And as it happens with many ironies in history, the song, which, by the way, is among the top 10 in the list of greatest songs of all time by Rolling Stone, was originally not expected to be such a huge success.
어떻게 그랬을까요? 처음에는 별로 이런 성공을 할 거라고 기대를 안 했다가.
Yeah, you know, one of the reasons why Nirvana was so famous was because, well, grunge music from Seattle, that whole scene of the clothing style, but that was one thing. But the other was the quiet, loud, quiet rock and roll music. So they'd be really quiet. All of a sudden, the song would get really loud, and then it'd become quiet again.
That's the pattern that they were
Yeah,
following?
they got that from another group called the Pixies from the 80s, but they made it popular. And a lot of bands after that in rock and roll started using that style.
저는 우리 스티브 쌤이 워낙 팝이 히스토리 쪽에 워낙 박식하신데 이제 부모님께서도 듣고 we all know that your whole family is listening to this show, like religiously, I think. Some, thank goodness. 그러니 쟤는 공부 안 하고 봤나 저런 것만 들었나 이런 말씀 하실까 봐 또 걱정도 되는 거 있죠. 정말 박식하셔서 그렇습니다. 그게 혹시 Kurt Cobain,
yeah.
맞죠?
Yep, he was the lead singer. Yeah.
네. Okay, so that was the Today in History for today. And before we wrap up, here's the answer to the quiz question.
The question was, one of the most precise methods to identify a person is through his or her number one DNA. That's it for Today in History. We'll be back tomorrow with more from the past.